Hello and welcome again to my channel. I've brought another exciting topic again to your doorsteps today. And what we'll be looking at today is how to execute your trade like the big banks with an engulfing candle pattern. And I want you to watch this video to the end because there is a lot of things that I'm going to expose to you on how to use an engulfing candle pattern to trade. Because it's not all engulfing candle patterns that works. So how do you know the one that works? And how do you know when to use it? Because if you don't know which one works and how to use it, and you just see an engulfing pattern on the chart and you trade it, you might end up losing your money. So there are so many things I'm going to expose to you in this video that will change the game for you. And number one thing that I'm going to expose to you is when to trade an engulfing candle pattern. When to trade an engulfing candle pattern. You don't just trade engulfing pattern anyhow just because you see it on the chart. When do you trade it? That's for the first thing I'm going to, expose to you in this video. Then the second thing that I'm going to expose to you in this video is what information an engulfing pattern is telling you. What message is an engulfing pattern that you see on the chart at a particular time that you are planning to trade is telling you? Because if you look at your chart is giving you so many information that will make you to be able to make your buy and sell decision. So not until you you understand the information that the chart is telling you at a particular time, and you make use of the information correctly, you might not be able to do well. So not until you get the information and you're able to use the information correct, that is when you make money in Forex. So now what information is the engulfing that you are seeing at a particular time is telling you? I'm going to teach you that in this video, because that is why so many people, they still use the engulfing and it's not working for them. And the third thing that I'm going to expose to you in this video is how to trade an engulfing pattern. How do you trade an engulfing pattern? So I'm going to expose all those three things to you. And I must tell you, there are so many people, and one of the reasons that I'm doing this video is because I realize that so many people are having issue with their trade execution, and that is why they are not yet making money in the market. Because there is difference between you analyzing the market. You might be very good at analyzing, but if you are not good at execution, you're still not going to make money. I've been there before. I know how many years I used to, struggle with my trade execution before I finally got it. You analyzing market is one thing, then your execution is another thing. So how do you execute your trade like the banks that will make you to make money as a bank are making money? So that is what we want to look at today. So sit, relax, and enjoy this video. And after this video, don't just watch it. I want you to practice it. If you can practice it very well, I can assure you that it's going to change the game for you. So now let us go. Now, what is an engulfing? How does it look? How does it look like? If you look at this particular candle pattern that I have here now, this is what we call an engulfing pattern. This is a bullish engulfing pattern. And this is a bearish engulfing pattern. A bullish engulfing pattern is a candle pattern that have a small candle, red candle, completely engulfed by a bullish candle. It will engulf it both in body and in wicks. In body and in wicks. Then bearish engulfing candle on the other hand is a candle pattern that has a green candle or a bullish candle, a small bullish candle that is completely engulfed both in body and in wick, a bearish candle. That is a bearish candle, a long bearish candle engulfed the green bullish candle, both in wicks and in body. That is just an engulfing candle. The picture you are seeing on my screen right now is a bullish and a bearish engulfing candle. So now, when do you trade this engulfing candle? Do you just see this engulfing? This engulfing candle will be, you'll see it in many places on the chart. But when do you trade it? Is it every time you see that you go to trade it? No. When do you trade it? So now, when you can trade engulfing candle, when you see it, is at the top of at the top of an uptrend. When the market is making an uptrend, higher highs, higher low, higher highs, higher low, higher highs, higher low, higher highs. Then at the top of an uptrend. So if you don't understand what I mean by higher highs and higher low, or you don't understand what I mean by or by an uptrend, then you might need to go and watch my video on market structure. That will teach you all that you need to know about that. So this is an uptrend now. So at the top of an uptrend, when you see an engulfing, that is when you can trade. Now, is it all engulfing that you see at the top of an uptrend that you trade? The answer is no, it is not all of them. Like you see the structure I draw on my screen right now. This is the top of an uptrend here, but you can't trade an engulfing if you see it in this kind of scenario on the chart. You only trade it at the top of an uptrend at a level. What do I mean by a level? Whether at a level of supply or at a level of demand, whether at the level of resistance or at a level of support. So not just only at the top of an uptrend, but at the top of an uptrend at a level. This is a level now. This line that I draw across is a level. This is a level of supply. Now, if you see, if market is making an uptrend like this, at this point, if you see an engulfing, you don't trade because this is not a level yet. Not until this price, it is when the price comes to this place, that is when it makes it makes a level. Like for example, if we have a high here, a low, a high, a low. Here we have change of trend. At this point, we have change of trend, which indicates that market is about to change direction. So after we have had a change of trend, I'm telling you when to trade and then go in now. After we have had a change of trend or change of character and a pullback, when the price pull back to the previous high, that is the supply or support or resistance rather, either previous supply or support. If you see an engulfing at that point, that is when you trade an engulfing. I will repeat myself again. Oh, I'm exposing so many things to you here. When to trade an engulfing is when you see it at the top of an uptrend and at a level. This is the top of an uptrend right now. And this is also a level. But at this point, if you see an engulfing here, you don't trade because this has not created a level here. Assuming you are on the live chart now, that all this one has not been printed. This is not a level yet, not until the price retested that particular place. That is when it becomes a level. So when you see an engulfing at this particular point right now, this is a level, this is another level. Some people will call this place a double top. Fine, if you call it a double top, fine. But sometimes the price might say come back and retest this place to give you another top. You call it three tops. What if you come again the next time and it becomes four? There is nothing like four tops. That is why I'm using the word level and not double top. You understand? So if you see it at a level, this is the first one. When you have the second one, that has become a level. This is now a supply zone. So when you see an engulfing pattern at a supply zone, that is when you trade it, that will work for you. If you see it here, ignore it. If you see it here, ignore it. But when you see it here at a supply, if you don't know what is supply and demand is, go and watch my video. I have a video on supply and demand. go to my channel page and search for it. You're going to see it there. So you only trade an engulfing at a level, I mean, a bearish engulfing right now, at a level and at the top of a trend, either a supply or resistance. So like, for example, now, if you see this particular candle pattern, this is a bearish engulfing. If you see it here, that is the one that you trade. It's just as simple as that. Now, how do you trade a bullish engulfing? You trade a bullish engulfing at the bottom of a downtrend and at a demand or a support. Simple. So when you see a bullish engulfing like this, at the bottom of a downtrend, this is a downtrend, and at a level of demand or support, it's just as a, so if you see a bearish engulfing at this point, don't trade, ignore it. If you see a bearish engulfing at this point, don't trade, ignore it. But when you see it at a level of support and or demand, that is when you trade it. I hope that is clear now. That is when you trade an engulfing pattern. So you trade, in summary, you trade an engulfing pattern, a bullish engulfing pattern at the bottom of a trend and at a level, a level of demand or support, while you trade a bearish engulfing pattern at the top of a trend and a supply or resistance level. That is it. That is number one information I want to expose to you. Then the second thing that I want to tell you about engulfing, trading the bank's way using an engulfing pattern, is that the engulfing pattern is not just that. The engulfing pattern is giving you an information. And what information is it giving you? The information that the engulfing pattern is giving you is that, number one, that the buyers or sellers have stepped into the market. That is number one. When you see an engulfing pattern at a level of some amount of supply or demand, the first information that you need to know that, okay, buyers, if you see it at the level of supply here, it's telling you that the sellers have stepped in. If you see the bullish engulfing pattern at the bottom of a downtrend or at a demand or support, what it's telling you is that the buyers have stepped in. The buyers are now in the market. And the second information is giving you is that there are now volumes in the market. Because without volume, if you trade, you won't get anything. The price will not move. So be bullish or bearish engulfing, there are price actions candle pattern that you use, to trade in the market. If you trade without volume, price will not move. That is the second thing I want to expose to you about engulfing. And the third thing I want to expose to you about engulfing is that it's how to trade engulfing. How do you trade engulfing? That is the third thing. How do you trade engulfing? Very simple. You trade engulfing when you see a bearish engulfing at the top of a trend here like this. I'm still going to show you all this on the chart. But if you don't have a perfect understanding here, if I show you on the chart, you will be confused. So when you see a bearish engulfing, that is this, at the top of a trend and at a supply level like this, all you need to do is put your stop loss here, then your entry here. That is first way. Well, the moment you see this at the top here, put your entry here. You can put a pending order and put your stop here. That is the first way, the first method to trade it. The second method is you can wait for the third candle to open and close. That is when the third candle, we call that third candle a retest candle. So if you have a third candle that opens and close, that are close above and not that close below rather and not above here, then you can trade it. Those are the two ways you can trade it. Then to trade a bullish engulfing, when you see this at the bottom of the trend and at a demand level like this, all you need to do is put your pending order here, put your stop loss here. As soon as the price gets to that place, your trade is triggered and you begin to be in money. Or you wait for the third candle to close. When this third candle close and close with a rejection, I think I need to add that, and close with a rejection here with long wick here. For example, if it's a bullish candle that closed, preferably bullish. If a bullish candle close like this, let me quickly show you that. You have a bullish candle that closed like this with a long wick. With a long wick. So when you see a bullish candle that closed like this with a long wick, that's an indication that the price is going to move. And for the bearish, when you see a bearish candle that closed like this, also with a long wick, that's an indication that the price will move. So we have two ways of trading this engulfing now. All right, let me change this. So when you see something like this, it's an indication that you are good to go. When the third candle closed like this with a long wick, it shows that the price has been rejected from here. It can't go up again. It's going down. When you see the third candle that closed like this with a long wick and bullish, then you should know the price is going to move. So those are three things I want to expose to you here. Number one, when to trade an engulfing when you see it on the chart. Number two, the information that the engulfing is telling you, and what are those information that there are volume in the market, and there are buyers or sellers in the market. And the third one is how to trade it. So if you could practice this very well, I'm telling you, it's going to change the game for you. And now let's move over to the chart and let's see the examples of all this on the chart. This is GBP USD now. If you look at this now, that this price has a pullback here. There is a pullback here. There is a pullback here. So when the price pulled back, it was making a downtrend from here. Okay. So here now, the price actually changed the price changed the direction from here. When you have this, there was a change of direction from here. So at the top of this uptrend move now, at the top of this, what do you see here? You see an engulfing. This is an engulfing, like bearish engulfing. At the top of this move here, see an engulfing. That is number one, at the top of this trend. And secondly, at a level, this is a flip zone. At a level, this is a level here. This place was broken. This is a level here. This level was broken here, and it was retested here. And after retesting that particular level, what do you see? An engulfing. As soon as you see this engulfing, what do you see here? See the way the price moves. How many pips? Over 300 pips. You can see the movement from there. Okay, that is an example of an engulfing. So when you see it at a level and at the top of a trend, you trade it. That is a bearish engulfing. Now let us look for an example of a bullish engulfing. An example. So where you see it matters. Like this one now, you will say, okay, this is an engulfing also. How come This one did not work. This one didn't work because it's in the wrong place. It's not at a level, number one, and it's not in the direction of the market. So that is why it didn't work. So that is what I was telling you. Where you see engulfing, when you trade see engulfing matters. You don't just trade engulfing anyhow. When to trade this matters, where to trade it matters. The information that is giving you matters. So you don't just trade it anyhow. So let's look for another one. So here now you can see the price have been making an uptrend here. But at this point, we have a reversal or a retracement back to where? Back to this particular level of supply, of demand rather. Okay. So we have this retracement. If you look at this on the lower time frame, this is a downtrend. So at the bottom of this downtrend and at a level, and if you want to look at this, pick this wick with it, at a level, you can see that this is a downtrend and at a level. That is what I mentioned the other time. That is when it will work. And what do you see? As soon as you see this engulfing, what do you see? See the up move. See the way, how many pips that it gives. Okay, so you don't just see it anyhow. Make sure you see it at a level and at a demand or support or at a level of supply or resistance. It must be at a level, then at a resistance or supply. Then which one do you trade at support or demand? You trade bullish engulfing. Which one do you trade at level of supply or resistance? You trade bearish engulfing. This one again. This is the level of supply now. Of demand rather, or a support. You can see now we can take all of this. This is the last candle that we have here. I take all of this. So when you have it, you can see this particular one. This is an engulfing. You can see when we have it on that support and in the downtrend, you can see this is on the support in the downtrend. Okay. That shows that the moment you see this, see what it gave. So when you see it at a level like this, I'm not saying here, if you remember when I was explaining, I'm not saying here, I say at a level. This first one doesn't really matter. It's this second one that matters. When you see like a double top or triple top and all that, at a zone, when you see it, then that's when it matters a lot. Then the same thing, when you see it at the top of a trend, so you can see this one, when it's at the top here, what do you have? This is a level. You can see the first touch and the second touch. Here is the first one. Then when we retested again, see what it gives. So that is how you trade engulfing with demand and supply, support and resistance. So I want to believe I made this clear to you. If you have any question, please drop it in the comment below, and please don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed this video. Thank you.